If there was an award for the most disappointing team of the 2022-23 NBA season, the Dallas Mavericks would have actually won something this year. Instead, the Mavs took a giant step back in their pursuit of a Luka Doncic-led championship, and now face a make-or-break offseason if they want to keep their franchise players satisfied and avoid utter disaster. It's hard to overstate just how bad this season went for Dallas. A surprising run to the 2022 Western Conference Final papered over some suspect roster building around Doncic. And we've already explained how the Mavs' bungling of Jalen Brunson's contract negotiations eventually led to the team's risky move for Kyrie Irving ahead of the 2023 trade deadline. But even in projecting their ultimate postseason demise on account of poor defense and a lack of depth, we still thought the high-powered Mavs were built to rack up regular season wins. So much for that, as even the most pessimistic Mavs hater couldn't have predicted how swift the team's downfall would be. When Dallas traded for Irving on February 6th, the 29-26 Mavs sat 5th place in the compact West, just 2.5 games behind 3rd place Sacramento. But with a bottom 4 defense weighing them down, the Mavs went 9-18 after trading for Irving, with only the league's most blatant post-deadline tankers compiling worse records. Forget the playoffs. The Mavs ended up falling short of the play-in.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Though Doncic and Irving were both individually brilliant, and the Mavs won their minutes with both players on the court, Dallas's overall performance with its stars in the lineup was the worst by a pair of all-star teammates in the NBA's 47-year post-merger history, according to ESPN. As part of that post-deadline collapse, the Mavs blew a 27-point lead at home to the Lakers and lost back-to-back games against a depleted version of the woeful Hornets, in which Dallas was favored by 16.5 and 12.5 points respectively. Along the way, head coach Jason Kidd didn't exactly inspire confidence in his team or in his own performance for that matter.
Runs when the Lakers were making big runs at the end of the second quarter. What's your mentality and or your thought process in not calling timeout?
Yeah, I'm not the savior here. I'm not playing. I'm watching, just like you guys. It's just a matter, can we be healthy in time to make a stretch run? And if we're not, that's just the season. No one's dying.
But enough about the past. Where do the Mavericks go from here? A lot is dependent on free agency, as Irving, Christian Wood, and reserve big man Dwight Powell are all pending UFAs, with Kyrie clearly the priority. After trading Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, an unprotected 2029 first-round pick, and 2 second-rounders for Irving, the Mavs are obviously hoping Kyrie commits long-term. Off-court questions be damned.
Oh, Kai's woke. Kai got it. Oh, Kai is, oh my goodness, he just doesn't fit into the mold of all of the other people. And then, man, he's different. He's crazy. He's arrogant. He's this. He's that. He's this. What's Kai gonna do this summer? Does Kai like Dallas? What happened in Brooklyn? What happened in Boston? What happened in Cleveland? Why did you leave LeBron? Why did you leave Jason? Why did you leave Katie? Why did you leave all these people?
But while keeping Kyrie may be the best case scenario, it's also worth pointing out that that scenario would leave Dallas capped out, which means the squad that just played like a bottom 5 overall team would only have the mid-level exception and minimum contracts to offer this summer. In order for Dallas to carve out the kind of cap space required to even sign a second-tier free agent from this summer's underwhelming class, they'd have to let Irving, Wood, and Powell walk, a year after losing Brunson for nothing. There's also the matter of some major uncertainty with respect to Dallas's draft capital. You see, the reason the Mavs so shamelessly tanked over the season's final weekend, despite still clinging to play-in life, is that Dallas will only keep its pick this year if it lands in the top 10. Otherwise, it's headed to the Knicks as the last relic of the Mavs' 2019 trade for Kristaps Porzingis. By finishing with the 10th worst record, Dallas enters the May lottery with about an 80% chance of keeping its pick, a 3% chance of winning the lottery, and a nearly 14% chance of landing a top 4 pick. But it gets more complicated yet. Because the pick owed to New York has rolling protections over the next couple years, if the Mavs keep their pick this year, they can't actually trade a future first rounder until 2027. If their 2023 pick falls outside the top 10 and heads to the Knicks, then Dallas would have access to their 2024 to 2026 picks for trade and swap purposes. But again, then the Mavs would have to reconcile with the fact that this season from hell, which saw them clearly tank to get into the draft's top 10, ultimately ended without a play-in berth or draft pick to show for it.
Man, it just keeps getting worse.
Best case scenario, the Mavs strike lottery gold and add a high-impact youngster or high-upside trade chip, re-sign Kyrie in the summer, perhaps explore what some combination of Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, and salary filler could fetch on the trade market, and head into next season as legit contenders, with a more balanced squad. The more realistic outcome is that the Mavs, who also don't have a single second-round pick to dangle on the trade market, will enter next season minimally improved at best, with little flexibility to do anything else. In that case, no matter what Doncic says in the meantime, Mavs fans should be very afraid of what next summer might look like. But hey, at least no one's dying.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.